One inning. That's all it took for everything to fall apart. A missed catch. A controversial umpire's call. A heated argument between teammates. And suddenly, Shohei Ohtani found himself at the center of one of the most dramatic moments of the Dodgers season. But what happened next proved exactly why many believe he's the most complete player baseball has ever seen. Because instead of letting frustration defeat him, Ohtani answered in the most devastating way possible. Let's break down the incredible game that had the entire baseball world talking. The Los Angeles Dodgers entered their matchup against the Minnesota Twins looking to continue their winning momentum. Early in the game, everything seemed to be going exactly as planned. The Dodgers grabbed an early 1-0 lead, and with Shohei Ohtani on the mound, fans expected another dominant performance. But baseball has a way of changing everything in just a few pitches. The second inning became the turning point that nobody saw coming. The Twins quickly loaded the bases with only one out, creating immediate pressure. One well-placed hit could completely change the direction of the game. Standing calmly on the mound, Ohtani showed no signs of panic. He fired a blazing four-seam fastball at an incredible 101.7 miles per hour. It was the kind of pitch that overwhelms hitters. Unfortunately, it never reached its intended ending. Catcher Dalton Rushing couldn't hold onto the high-velocity fastball. The ball skipped past him and rolled toward the backstop, allowing the runner from third base to score easily. In an instant, the Dodgers lost their lead, and the game was tied. Things only became more dramatic from there. Still facing Ryan Kreidler, Ohtani changed his approach. Instead of another fastball, he threw one of his signature sweeping breaking balls. It had outstanding movement and clipped the lower inside edge of the strike zone. Everyone expected strike two. Instead, the home plate umpire called it a ball. Replay angles immediately suggested the pitch had actually caught the zone. Rather than arguing emotionally, Ohtani trusted the technology. He signaled to Dalton Rushing to challenge the call using the automated ball strike system. But something unexpected happened. Rushing shook his head. He didn't want to use one of the team's limited challenges so early in the game. In his mind, it was smarter to save it for a later, more critical moment. It was a fascinating clash of baseball instincts. A veteran superstar believed the moment demanded immediate action. A young catcher believed patience was the better strategy. Ohtani wasn't convinced. He stepped off the mound and personally requested the review. Seconds later, the technology confirmed exactly what he believed. The pitch was a strike. The original call was overturned. For a brief moment, it looked like Ohtani had regained complete control. But baseball wasn't finished testing him. Immediately after the successful challenge, the Twins delivered a clutch RBI single that drove home 2 more runs. Suddenly, Minnesota held a 3-1 lead, and what had started as a promising inning for Los Angeles had turned into a nightmare. As the inning ended, television cameras caught something fans rarely see. Shohei Ohtani walked directly toward Dalton Rushing. The conversation was short, but the expression spoke volumes. Reports later revealed that Ohtani told the young catcher, "You need to follow my signals." It wasn't simply frustration. It was about trust and communication between pitcher and catcher. Every pitch matters. Every decision matters. Especially during high-pressure moments. Rushing didn't simply accept the criticism. He defended his decision, believing he had acted in the team's best interest by saving the challenge. For a few moments, the tension between the two teammates became one of the biggest storylines of the game. Manager Dave Roberts also became involved as Ohtani explained the sequence after leaving the field. Many wondered whether the disagreement would affect the Dodgers for the rest of the night. But if there's one thing baseball fans have learned about Shohei Ohtani, it's this. Pressure brings out his very best. Instead of allowing frustration to consume him, Ohtani responded the only way superstars can. With his performance. The Dodgers entered the third inning trailing by 2 runs. They desperately needed someone to change the momentum. With a runner on second and nobody out, Ohtani stepped into the batter's box. The pressure couldn't have been greater. One swing could completely change everything. And that's exactly what happened. Ohtani lined an RBI single, cutting the deficit and giving the Dodgers new life. Suddenly, the energy inside the dugout completely changed. The comeback had begun. Moments later, Max Muncy came through with another RBI hit to tie the game. Then Alex Call lifted a sacrifice fly that gave Los Angeles the lead. In just one explosive inning, the Dodgers erased the deficit and completely flipped the momentum. Ohtani had started it all. But his night was far from over. After helping spark the offense, he returned to the mound looking like a completely different pitcher. Any frustration from the second inning had disappeared. The third inning was absolute domination. 3 batters. 3 strikeouts. Perfect. His fastball exploded through the zone. His breaking pitches became nearly impossible to recognize. The Twins had no answers. The fourth inning brought another major challenge when Minnesota placed runners on second and third with 2 outs. The crowd sensed another opportunity. But Ohtani remained calm. He forced a routine ground ball to end the threat without allowing another run. That moment completely shifted the game. From there, he never looked back. The fifth inning ended with 3 straight outs. The sixth inning ended exactly the same way. 6 consecutive hitters retired. No mistakes. No opportunities. No comeback for Minnesota. After throwing 89 pitches across 6 innings, Ohtani finished his work on the mound. But he wasn't finished helping his team. Remaining in the lineup as the designated hitter, he came up once more in the 9th inning and delivered another clean single to right field, completing a 2-hit performance at the plate. It was another reminder that Ohtani influences every part of the game. Although his EI increased slightly to 1.58, this outing felt much bigger than the numbers suggest. After a few starts that weren't quite at his usual standard, Ohtani looked every bit like the dominant ace the Dodgers expected. His command was sharper. His confidence was obvious. His ability to recover after adversity was perhaps the most impressive part of the night. Many pitchers would have allowed that difficult second inning to spiral out of control. Ohtani refused. He regrouped. He adjusted. And he completely shut down the Twins over the remainder of his outing. That resilience is exactly why his name continues to gain momentum in the National League Cy Young race. Every dominant performance strengthens his case. Every challenge he overcomes reminds baseball fans why he's one of the most extraordinary players the sport has ever seen. As for Dalton Rushing, the disagreement also became an important talking point after the game. Reports indicated that manager Dave Roberts emphasized the importance of complete communication between pitcher and catcher, particularly when working alongside a leader like Ohtani. The young catcher was later sent to AAA, giving him additional opportunities to develop his game and strengthen his understanding of handling major league pitching staffs. Sometimes the biggest lessons come from the toughest moments. For young players, those experiences can shape an entire career. This game had everything. Controversial calls. Elite pitching. Internal tension. A dramatic comeback. And another unforgettable performance from Shohei Ohtani. When everything seemed to be falling apart, he refused to let the moment define him. Instead, he took control of the game. If this performance is a sign of what's ahead, the rest of Major League Baseball has every reason to be concerned. Because when Shohei Ohtani is locked in, few players in baseball can match his impact. Do you think Ohtani is now the favorite to win the National League Cy Young Award? And what are your thoughts on the disagreement between Ohtani and Dalton Rushing? Share your opinion in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest Shohei Ohtani and Dodgers updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.